One morning I wake up, her unit is on fire.
After she tragically lost her mom in a house fire.
We lost everything. I lost my mom, the apartment.
And then had trouble finishing college.
It was a struggle then. So we were temporarily homeless. It was just tough. The financial freedom that this has allowed for me is it has taken me out of the hood. One of the reasons I'm encouraged to share my story is because in life, everybody is going to go through a test, but I'm a firm believer that your test is really your testimony. Overcoming grief, overcoming adversity, overcoming being a plus size woman who's afraid to cut on a camera and share her story. We all go through things, but those little tests, they end up being our testimony, and that's what allows us to pour into someone else and to help them so that they can get to the next step. My name is Chef Amanda Schonberg. I'm a chef, podcaster, and online instructor. I teach bakers and sugar artists how to grow and build their business through multiple streams of income. I love baking because it is a form of therapy. It's amazing that you can literally take something that comes from the earth, a little bit of wheat, a little bit of sugar, but you turn it into something that is amazing. I wanted to do something that brought me joy. My mom had urged me to go back to school. I loved cooking and being in the kitchen, so I decided to go to culinary school in 2009. I'm in school, things are going amazing, phenomenal. I moved my mom next door to me just because I wanted to kind of look after her. She was in the early stages of dementia. One morning I wake up to get ready to go to school and I open the door and literally her unit is on fire. That same day I lost my mom, my car, and everything I own, including my apartment, because the fire was so huge that it spread. I really didn't have a place to go, so we were temporarily homeless for the moment. It was just tough. I had to catch 3 buses to get to culinary school, go to school for the whole day, then catch 3 buses to get back, only to then go clock in to McDonald's and then just do it all over again. Regardless of what was going on around me physically, my mind was always somewhere else. I was always working on the next thing, thinking of the next thing. I don't even really want to say dreaming about it. I would see it as if it was mine. If I passed a house, I would say, that's gonna be me. Or if I saw a kitchen with the island, I'd say, you know what, one day that's gonna be me. I'm gonna get myself a kitchen with the island. And so I would talk to myself the way that I knew my mom would talk to me. You can do it, you can finish, keep going. And so one of the things I'm big on telling my students is do the best you can with what you have. And so even when I first got started and we had this tiny little apartment, I took this and I would do all my content on it. And I put like this nice contact paper on top, and I told myself one day I'm going to have a big fancy dancy kitchen and not have to use this as a faux kitchen. If I allowed my circumstance to get in my way and I thought, well, you can't show up now because you don't have a fancy kitchen, I wouldn't get the fancy kitchen. You get the things you want by showing up.
Amanda Schonberg is a Baton Rouge pastry chef known for her unique spin on traditional baking.
Having that attitude of gratitude, regardless of even when I didn't even have a pot to piss in, that was literally what took me to the next step. After that, looking for a job, so going directly into restaurant management. I wanted to climb the corporate ladder at the time. I was on one job where I didn't get the promotion I wanted, and a lady came in and asked for a cake, and I said, you know what, I'll just do it myself instead of doing it on the clock. And then that kicked off a whole thing and led me to start my business. And then so I started my own bakery. Running a baking business for me was so easy because I was already managing other people's bakeries. So I just thought I'd take everything that I learned from every little job, including school, and put it into my business. So when I had a pop-up that would sell out, when I had a recipe that my clients really loved, I would post all of that on social media. As I was having these amazing days in my business, I realized that other people were not. They were either struggling to get a sale and they had all these questions. And so naturally I would just help and just kind of serve people, you know, because I thought, okay, they're bakers like me. Surely I can answer this 1 or 2 questions, until it turned into so many more questions. And I realized, okay, there is really a need here to serve people. bakers and sugar artists who actually want to grow their business. But because they were in all different parts of the world, the best way for me to do that was digitally. And so all of those skills from my background allow me to not just pour into my business, but to also pour into my students so that I can take them to the next step. So baking in general can seem like it has small margins. One of the ways I break that with my students is that I encourage them that you are more than a baker. And so I encourage them to create multiple streams of revenue within their bakery brand. In a little over 3 years, I've been able to generate $500,000. My digital products that I offer is my membership. That will be the heart at everything I do, which is the entrepreneur community. I love the fact that the group provides transparency, because when you see other people achieving goals, it lets you know what's possible. You think something may be big until you see someone else succeeded in it, and you're like, okay, I can do that. When I first got started, one of my biggest goals was 100K in 100 days. That's actually where Stan came in. When I heard about Stan, I said, okay, this is amazing, because now not only can I earn, I can really refer my students a place to help them to just have one product that'll really do it all. And when I signed up for stan.store, lo and behold, 3 days later, I generated 10K on stan.store in just 3 days. So I said, okay, I'm gonna keep going for it. And then after that, I reached my goal of 100K in 100 days. And then it's just been going from there. Just having a business in itself is a blessing, and having a business that's thriving. Reaching that goal for me, it really skyrocketed my confidence, because I don't take anything for granted. You're talking about somebody who used to get food from the local church charity to now generating 5 figures in 3 days. That's normally a goal that I would set like maybe, 5 figures in a couple months. So the financial freedom that this has allowed for me, point blank period, is it has taken me out of the hood. And that's just the God honest truth. And sometimes people are ashamed to say that, but with the hand that you're dealt in life, you want to do something better about that. And so now the things I do every day, I do not take for granted. Having a washer and dryer in my home is a blessing. Having an island in my kitchen is a blessing. When you wake up and you know that you're okay, it's not about having trillions of dollars. Really, it's just about going to the damn gas station and knowing that you can afford the gas that you put in your car. That's really what digital products have done for me. My advice to anyone who's going through something tragic is to first give yourself grace, because sometimes when life happens, we can always be extremely hard on ourselves. You're at a turning point where you can either stay there or either you can make the most out of it. So whatever hand you've been dealt in life, try to make the most out of it. And when you rise to that challenge, on the other side, you'll find yourself stronger, you'll find yourself more prepared, you'll find yourself at a place that you thought that you never could be when you were in that tragic moment. So to always just keep your eye towards the light, and to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, no matter what situation you're in when it seems the most darkest.